We're here for the groundbreaking of the East Jefferson Levee District Safe House and Administrative Complex. When the storms come, our folks are on the front line manning the post, and it's essential for us to provide them the tools and facilities they need to do their job. And this facility is a key component of that. It contains our maintenance and police facilities, administrative facilities, plus a safe room to house our workers in the event of a storm.
Tell us, if you would, about the important work of the Flood Authority.
Well, our job primarily is to maintain the levees and the flood control structures along the levees on both the Mississippi River as well as Lake Pontchartrain, from going from the area of Jefferson, Orleans, and St. Bernard parishes. And that's our main role, is to maintain and make sure those things are operational and functional during any kind of hurricane or other severe storm system.
We're here to protect the citizens of the area in case of a major event and protect them from major storms, and it's good for everybody.
So when the storm comes, folks who are on the front line will be able to stay in the safe room in a safe facility 24/7, manning the post until the storm passes and the emergency is over. So the planning began, believe it or not, in 2009. So we've been planning for a long time, trying to build a facility that is most cost effective and efficient, and I'm glad that it's finally here.
As the former mayor of the city of Kenner, this was a big project that I pushed forward to make happen, working with the Levee District. This is, first off, bringing 60 people to an area that is somewhat vacant as far as businesses go, trying to get some more businesses down in this area to help repopulate this area. And where government goes, other businesses do follow. So I think this is a great starting point here. It's a stone throw from Rivertown. We had moved our whole public works operation and our emergency management right down the street with the city of Kenner, so it can work hand in hand with those operations in an emergency event. But as president of Jefferson Parish, I'm glad to see that the East Jefferson Levee District is expanding, consolidating all of their people in one location, having the proper facilities they need to weather any storm or any types of emergencies that we may go through in southeast Louisiana. The certified flood maps that just went into place, they had a lot to do with that, with the certified levees that are around all of the East Bank of Jefferson Parish, and their continual maintenance and raising of those levees. I mean, Derek has done a phenomenal job as the director, making sure they keep up with the standards and exceeding those standards as best they can, so that we can still live in these certified areas and make sure that our flood maps will continue to improve.
Well, the features is it's basically a consolidated facility. It brings the administrative offices of the levee district together, as well as the police department. And then up top, we do have a new state-of-the-art safe room that meets all the FEMA requirements, as well as all of the maintenance facilities on the backside of the building. We're starting today on construction, and construction is expected to take around 15 to 18 months. So by the latter part of next year or the end of next year, the building will be complete and they will be occupying it. This building is really a state-of-the-art facility. It does provide a new catalyst for south part of Kenner, and so hopefully it will be a nice anchor, and this area will start to develop a little bit more. We're right close to the airport, so it's prime real estate for future development.
What it does is it allows our employees to stay during a storm up to a Category 5. This will be able to withstand 200-mile-an-hour winds, and so it'll give us a good location to be able to respond immediately after an event. It's a central location for our police and maintenance personnel to be able to quickly get out and assess any potential damage to the Mississippi River levee or to the hurricane levee on the lakefront, and immediately respond to any issues that may have arisen.
There's an EOC that we already have down the street. This is another EOC. This is another area where everybody comes together. If we need something from the levee board, obviously they've always been there for us, but again, we can reach out right here in our own city. Anytime we have any kind of development in our city, I look at it as economic development. While this might not bring in sales tax, obviously it brings in more to the area to make it look, more inviting to our residents. Brand new building, state-of-the-art building being built right here in the city of Kenner on River Road. A lot of things are going on in this area. This is what we need to keep on offering to our citizens.
I'm Joe Hassinger. I'm president of the Flood Protection Authority. Thank you for being here this morning. Today we're here for the groundbreaking of the East Jefferson Levee District Safe House and Administrative Complex. This facility has been in the planning for several years, so we are very excited to have construction underway. When the water comes, our folks, some of whom are standing behind you, are on the front lines, manning their posts 24/7, and it's essential that we have facilities and tools in place to help them do their job safely, and this new complex is a key component of that. So for you guys and for the authority, this is a great day. I would like to recognize some of the commissioners of the Flood Protection Authority who are here: Mark Morgan, Rick Ludick, Herb Miller, looking exceptionally fashionable, I'll say. So thank you guys for your support of this project. We also have many elected officials who Herb is going to introduce in a second. The success of the authority is due in large part to the continuing support we have from elected officials and community stakeholders. So thank you for your support. With that, I will ask Herb to come up and introduce our special guest.
First, I'd like to introduce Parish President Mike Yenny, who's also very well dressed today. Mayor of Kenner, Mr. Benzon. Kenner Police Chief Tim Walker. Kenner Councilman Mike Segura. State Representative from Kenner, Joe Stagney. Joe. Kenner Councilman Lenny Klein. And also Kenner Councilman Dominic Impastato. Dominic. And finally, Keith Connolly, the COO of Jefferson Parish. Thank you. Now we're going to have Mr. Derek Bowes, the Chief Administrative Officer, come give us an overview of the project.
Good morning, everybody, and again, welcome to all the guests, special visitors, elected officials. This project has been a long time in the making, been in concept for a number of years, and so this is a very exciting moment for us to come together today and get it underway. This is going to be an approximately 27,000 square foot building that brings together all of the flood protection authorities currently in East Jefferson into one location, moving our administrative function from Harahan and our police and maintenance facility from Western Kenner to this particular spot. Most importantly of all, in addition to modernizing the 30-year-old facilities that we currently operate out of, it's going to have a safe room, which the personnel out here currently do not have. We currently actually share space with Oshner during a storm event. This puts us into an excellent position. We're centrally located between both the Mississippi River levee and the hurricane protection system on the lakefront. The building itself, it will be able to withstand a 200-mile-an-hour winds, Category 5. And what that does is our personnel stay during an event, and once the storm passes, we are immediately able to respond, assess any damage, and fix anything that happened to be broken or damaged during an event. This is a big deal, and I'm particularly proud of being able to get us here because of all the employees standing at the back who I know how hard they work and sweat. I'm sweating a little bit, but these guys do it every day, taking care of the people and the property of this region. So this project is really all about them. And I'm glad we got good weather. It's sunny, it's hot, but it is sunny. We need this for the other project that we're wrapping up here to take care of the people and property out in East Jefferson. If you're not aware, we're adding 1 to 2 feet on the lakefront levees. That's a very important part of our job here as well. That project is winding down, and we need all the sunshine we can get to wrap it up all the way. So I'm glad we got it today. This is I can't express how excited I am to finally be here. This is a big deal, and it means a lot to me to be able to take care of our folks that I've had the fortune to work with the last couple of years. So with that, I would like to invite Parish President Mike Yenny to come on up and give a few remarks. He'll be followed by Kenner Mayor Mr. Benzon, and then Joe Hassinger will wrap it up for us.
Well, thank you very much, Derek. And, first off, I'm going to put my former mayor of Kenner hat on and address you in that way. This was a very hard project to get pushed forward. As mayor of Kenner, I certainly wanted to develop the southern part as much as I wanted to develop the northern part of the city of Kenner. This is the heart of Kenner. This is where Kenner was founded. This is where it was formed. And unfortunately, due to the airport expansion and the noise, a lot of buyout and relocations of our residents happened. Well, let me say this. Putting 60 new jobs down into this area and having employees here will certainly add to what Kenner has to offer, and it will certainly help Rivertown. It'll help everything that goes in play with the future development of South Kenner. And I believe there's going to be more development in this area under the leadership of Mayor Benzon and the council that he works with. And I can certainly start off by thanking one person who was certainly intricate in making this happen. My chief administrative officer, Mr. Mike Quigley. Mike, stand up, and you deserve a round of applause. You worked very hard for this project. He worked with our council, he worked with Derek and the East Jeff Levee District Administration to make sure we could get this project moving forward. I'd also like to thank the floor leader on the council at the time, my now Chief Operating Officer, the former Councilman at Large, Mr. Keith Conley, who worked hand in hand with Mike. Keith, thank you very much for your hard work for this project. And of course, having this down here, you're right down the street from where then Mayor Ed Munez, when I was his CAO, moved the public works operation and emergency management operations for the city of Kenner. So you can work jointly in emergencies right down the street. And if you don't think the city of Kenner's public works and emergency management doesn't work with the East Jeff Levee District, you're sadly mistaken, because there's a lot of connectivity. There's a lot of things that happen between both the city, parish government, and the East Jefferson Levee District. And I know, because the designers of this building did a great job. I know it's going to be on track and designed very quickly. So next fall, we'll be standing here for a ribbon cutting, because the sooner this building gets open, the better I'll feel about having this whole group consolidated and all in one place. And I want to personally thank the East Jeff Levee District, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to announce the great announcement we had just a few days ago, the FEMA adoption of the flood maps. What the Levee District has done to shore up these levees and to give consolidated levees to the East Bank of Jefferson Parish doesn't go unnoticed, and the residents are going to feel that forgiveness in the zones that they now live in on February 2nd of 2018 because of the hard work of the Levee District. And the Levee District worked very hard with the Public Works Directors of Jefferson Parish. I know one of them's here with us today, Kazim Alikani. Kazim worked very hard with the Levee District to make sure all of our drainage projects and the levees in the East Jefferson Parish all help with those flood maps. And my Public Works Director, Jose Gonzalez, is going to continue to that. Once we get the pump to the river going, we'll be able to revisit those maps again to make sure we can better the flooding in Jefferson Parish, which will hopefully give a break for the insurance. And I got to tell you, y'all couldn't put a better person than Herb Miller on the board. Herb worked in another Yenny administration and a bunch after that as Public Works Director and special assistant on assignments to make sure Jefferson Parish was technologically advanced for all it needed to have to be where we are today. And this does give me a great opportunity seeing all the employees of the East Jeff Levee District, especially those that have to deal with the residents of the city of Kenner and Jefferson Parish on the levees. Y'all do a phenomenal job keeping those levees cut and trying to keep that maintenance going and keep the flooding out of people's homes. So thank you very much for what you do for the people of Jefferson Parish. And in closing, I can tell you that we will certainly continue to work hard with this agency. I look at this agency as another arm to parish government, and I'm so glad to see you all consolidated and in this location. So thank you for what you do, and it's my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of Kenner, Mr. Benzon.
It is important that we all work together. Having this come here is extremely important to the city of Kenner. I wasn't here as the mayor when this was done. Obviously, Mike was the mayor, and also we had a city council that was working on this, but I kept a pulse of it and watched what they were doing. So for this to come here under my administration and this city council, and I do want to recognize Mike Segure, Dominic Bastardi, and Lenny Klein for also being part of that council that brought this here. We also have a former councilman, Joe Stagney. When I served with him, we also watched what was happening in the discussions with the levee board. So Joe, I thank you for what you've done also for City of Kenner government. But this is important, like the parish president said, and I do appreciate what he did. The EOC down the street, working in conjunction, consolidating everything here with the City of Kenner and the Levee Board, with you all, the employees under Derek, and all the whole board is important to the City of Kenner. Not to mention our economic development. Our economic development of increasing this area, improving this area. You see what we're doing in Rivertown. You see what the council has done in Rivertown throughout the city of Kenner. This is important to us. So we're always welcome any kind of development here to the city of Kenner. We are glad that you're here. We like the idea that everything is consolidated. Sorry, Chief Walker, you lost something in Harahan, but it's welcome here. And as you know, you're always welcome, Chief. So with that said, thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. Derek?
So, folks, we take a minute to introduce you to some of the staff of the Flood Protection Authority, because these are the men and women who day in and day out work to keep us safe. And in the event of a storm, they're working 24/7 to make sure that our flood defense system is strong, is robust, and does the job. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for the job you do. So now if you can go back, I know you're uncomfortable being in the limelight, that's okay. So thank you for stepping up here. Glenn, you can't stay. Glenn wants to stay. All right. Yeah, so now we're going to have the groundbreaking. If the commissioners from the Flood Protection Authority would come up, please.
This is a beautiful facility. As you know, one of government's primary concerns, especially in this area, is levee protection. And anytime you can get the parish, the East Jefferson Levee District, the City of Kenner, and state government all working together, this is a first-class facility that is going to benefit the citizens of all of East Jefferson. We're very proud, as a former councilman, that this is located in the City of Kenner. So we couldn't be pleased. We appreciate the leadership of the East Jefferson Levee District and the Protection Authority. And we're very pleased that this is located in our city.
This is a big, big day, and it's good to be able to take care of our folks that work for us, who take care of the people of this area.